Morning guys, it's the Swordfish once again with some more Dota 2 gameplay. And before I get into the commentary of today, let me just explain a few things. First of all, the reason why I've been in this long hiatus, because yeah, I am finally back, woo, is because I've been learning Premiere. I've been using Windows Live Movie Maker until now, which is a crappy fucking system, but now that I have enough money, I actually bought Premiere, so I'm learning to use that. And I wanted to make this video still Windows Live, but it'll probably be my last set. Afterwards, I'll probably get higher quality, maybe make some montages, stuff like that, and obviously add my casting. That's another reason I've been casting both for Hefla and for GS Studio, so in English and Spanish respectively. You can check that out in my Twitch, my YouTube. And that's also gotten me very busy, so I can't really do these. This is more of a hobby. I don't really get any money or anything of the sort. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going to become a real philosopher here in YouTube. But I still enjoy doing this, so for the few people that watch me, 67 or so subscribers, which is going down, I apologize for the long wait, and I hope you enjoyed the commentary of today, which is going to have a start out of gameplay, which is kind of mediocre. It's going to start really badly, but I promise a divine rapier at some point in this gameplay, so that always makes it interesting. That'll probably be around part 2, part 3, so, you know, just enjoy and bear with me, because the commentary is the important part anyway. And what's the commentary for today? Oh, the commentary for today is obesity. Yes, obesity. Of course it is that. I mean, I've been long due on the commentary on that, because it's something that is always kind of pissed me off. Because there's two sides to this. First of all, we do live in a society which through advertisements, movies, and whatnot, values beauty far too much. That's very clear. And sets unrealistic expectations for both men and women. You know, the concept, the consensus at least, is that women have, you know, the ads really affect them, but they affect the men too, whether we like it or not. They are very, very unrealistic bodies. Like, wow, they're buff. Like, that's why so many men are going to the gym. I mean, it's not like years ago, you know, it was quite uncommon for like a bunch of 17-year-olds to go to the gym. But at this point, everyone, I bet, every kind of friend you have, at least one of them goes to the gym. And that's kind of weird, honestly, if you think about it for a second. That wasn't normal a while ago. And it's a staple now due to the ads that we see, and obviously all the action movie heroes and all this crap. And women, you know, obviously support this idea that, yo, I want that. Similarly, we men support the idea of really skinny, thick women as our favorite. And I'm not one of those men. But I know plenty of people who kind of say, yeah, no, I mean, but I love models and stuff. They're my favorite. Like, if I had to marry someone, they always choose a model. And actresses, like, models that become actresses get a lot of love, even though they suck. They're being actresses, the majority of them. And they get a lot of love for being really hot, even though, I guess, in my opinion, it's not the case. The interesting thing, though, about this is always that, it seems like society has created this, and most people think that has wired our brains to think this way. And it definitely wires the victims. In this case, you know, men feel like they need to be more buff, and women feel like they need to be skinnier. But they don't. It doesn't actually. There's no proof that it actually changes what we want. We might say we want models. Women might say they want really buff bodies and whatnot, or large penises, or whatever the hell. And I can't speak for women because I'm not a woman myself, and it's really hard to get data on them. But on men, I can definitely speak, because it's become more of a, it's acceptable to say that you find a model attractive, and it's not acceptable to say you find a woman attractive. However, that's not what we actually want. How do I know this? Porn. Oh, the holy grail of internet and hidden desires, porn, pornography, is a great way to actually measure how attractive we find something. Because if you actually look for porn categories, the most popular categories for white men are actually Asian. And a very popular category, I think, is like 6th or 7th in the United States and the world in general, is BBW, meaning big beautiful women. And it's not what you think. It's not women with humongous tits or humongous asses, though I guess that's part of it. It's fat women. Women that are, according to society, fat, for the most part. If you watch BBW porn, real BBW porn, trust me, it's that. You know, and those are the most searched terms. And as far as I'm concerned, most of the models, especially in the West, are all white and skinny. There's a couple of Asians, 1 or 2 black people, but mostly white and skinny. And that's not what is reflected by our, you know, hidden desires. So maybe it's acceptable for us to say, yes, this model's really hot, or this actor's really hot, and yeah, Kate Upton got voted the hottest model or hottest woman of the year, something of the sort. But it's not it's not what we actually want. It's just acceptable to say these things, acceptable to vote for these things. And for whatever reason, our society has within itself to hate on the fat people, on those that are not in the same way. Not in the racist kind of sense, just we just don't find them as attractive. And that's the issue, because many people think that we need to fight against this sort of mentality that's being ingrained in our heads through advertising. But we don't. We need to fight towards the mentality that's being ingrained into our society through advertising. That it is acceptable to say certain things are hot and not acceptable to say other things are hot. It's not acceptable, for example, to explain our fetishes to people. Many people find disgust in that. And I don't mean the fetishes that, are kind of borderline weird, no offense, like scat or peeing. Scat is poop. Shit, whatever you want to call it. Those okay, I find a little disgust in them, no offense, sorry to those people. Or the fornicophiliacs or something of the sort. Okay. Maybe a little bit weird, like, feel free to think that way, just don't talk to me about it. But other fetishes, like feet, noses, that's my personal, shoulders, I've heard of it, other stuff like that, eyes, I don't know, and more fetishes like Asians, fat women, skinny women, dominant women, that kind of stuff, which are also pretty common actually, should be openly discussed, because this allows for the sexual diversity that is contained within our world to be open. And that way, we just don't have to see just one kind of beauty, but we see many kinds of beauty, which is what makes it, in general, better. And we are allowed to see all these kinds of different beauties, then we can see that it is acceptable to be fat and still be hot, because some people do find that hot. And I don't mean through stupid music videos like All About That Bass, and I'll get to that later. I mean through legitimately just saying, some people find you hot, some people find you hot, it's okay, it's really, we don't care that much. And that really takes away from the power of appearance. We don't actually all have to strive towards a certain kind of appearance, same as we don't all have to strive towards a certain kind of intelligence. Like, we don't all have to be mathematically intelligent, we can be good at English, for example. Same shit. Appearance should be kind of similar, and there shouldn't be staples put by society, because in actuality, most people don't actually believe in these staples, at least on the men's side. So there's no point in women believing that they have to become these skinny white women when they don't have to. They really don't have to, because men don't find that attractive. Same as everyone thinks that makeup and dresses are great, but most men love seeing women in yoga shorts. It's just that kind of thing. That's a running joke on the internet, but it's reality that it seems like society's taste, or what is acceptable to say that you like, is different from what we actually like. And that's why advertising doesn't actually have an effect on our minds, has an effect on what society says we can say, essentially. It's what's socially acceptable, because we believe that what's socially acceptable is what's on the ads. Right. Now, moving on to the All About the Bass that I mentioned earlier. The issue with these songs that seem to... All About the Bass, I guess Anaconda can be considered that way too. Or Booty? I don't know. These songs, which are obviously sexist, the issue with these songs is, first of all, they empower kind of women, but attack the other. It isn't fair to say, okay, just because fat women are discriminated in society, because, yeah, they are to some extent, or fat men, but fat women, let's go with those, specifically, because it's easier. Again, I'm talking from a man perspective. I don't want to pretend to be a woman, because I can't, or gay. I don't know how you guys think either. But, that aside, fat women are discriminated in society, okay, so we have to make a video defending them, sure, but that doesn't mean attack others. Anaconda, and the last part of the song, and I hate analyzing the song, when it says skinny bitches in the club be like, something of the sort. Or the, in the music video for the, All About the Bass, when she talks about the plastic Barbie girl, something of the sort, like, they're attacking people that are skinny. And yeah, some are anorexic and they really do need help, but the majority of skinny women, or I don't know if it's a majority, but a great amount of skinny women are just skinny because their body is that way. Or because they just don't like eating as much. Some people just like feeling skinny. Whatever. Doesn't really matter. Okay? It's fine. It's fine to be that way. There's no need to attack them just because, oh, fat women are discriminated, or big booties should be like. There's like I said, the issue is, don't defend the I guess, outcasts by saying, no, they're the best. You have to defend the outcasts by saying, no, we're all kind of the same, it doesn't really matter. Like I said, the importance is not allowing for any sort of, like, staple to be, for any sort of, like, appearance to be the staple, to be the norm, to be the good one. It's all of them are equally good, and they're valued by different people. Some people like fat women, some people like skinny women, whatever, okay? And it's the idea that if we can do that, then that's when we reach the ideal, perfect society with this kind of stuff. And within this idea of defending fat women is the other issue, and a pretty serious one. With the problems we've had with the whole discrimination, because there is some serious discrimination towards people that are slightly overweight, we have developed many people that want to be different, hipsters, many people that want to be good. There's a lot of people that actually just try to be good so hard. Many people that don't really think before saying things. Many people that just want to make a change will defend slightly overweight women, and this should not be a thing. What are you talking about? Slightly overweight women have an issue, or men, any sort of, the slightly overweight, and people have this idea that overweight, what skinny thing is, what skinny is and what fat is dictated by society. No, it is not, you stupid assholes. It is dictated by science. There's a certain body fat percentage associated to certain height, which is healthy or not healthy, and a certain body fat percentage that can cause heart problems. This goes both ways. If you're anorexic, you're equally unhealthy as someone that is fat. And there's a lot of anorexic people, and they go to fucking hospitals. They get help, okay? I'm not even talking about bulimic. I'm talking about anorexic people. They get help. A lot of them get help. In fact, much more of them than the obese women. Why? Because there's this kind of like idea that, if you're anorexic, there's a serious issue. Of course, it's a serious issue, and if you're overweight, is a society judging you? Because obviously nobody judges anorexics, and that's true. But there's no society judging you as if you're overweight. If you are like 5'10" or something of the sort, and you weigh 400 kilograms, you are gonna die. You have a serious health problem, and you should get that checked. And that's the issue. It's a serious health issue to be overweight. It is very serious. It's one of the worst things. You can develop diabetes, heart disease, a bunch of blood problems. I'm pretty sure you can develop cancer out of it. I'm no doctor, but it's really, really bad. And defending this by saying, no, it's society who dictates these norms. It's not society. You are seriously fat and you need some help. Not fat, obese, I don't care. They should be shunned as much as anorexics are shunned, as much as people with smoking issues or smoking addictions or anything of the sort are shunned. It's the kind of thing where drugs is one thing because everyone knows they're kind of illegal. They're already pretty shunned. There's no need to shun heroin addicts, for example. But smokers, the reason why there's less smokers is because it became socially unacceptable to smoke in front of other people. Similar shit with obese people. Make it socially unacceptable to eat that much. Make it socially unacceptable to be anorexic as well. And don't give me the shit with, oh, some people just have slower metabolisms. That is fucking bullshit. There's slower metabolisms, you can be, not the skinniest. You can be slightly overweight, that's perfectly fine. But when you're seriously obese and is presenting problems to your health, it's not your fucking metabolism most of the time. No, most of the time, it's just you being an uncontrollable eater. And yeah, it's a vicious cycle, you get stressed, and then you eat more, and stuff like that. Yeah, I understand. There's many reasons for it, and there's definitely reasons to understand it, but there's still something that the individual can do. And this is the issue. The individual should be able to do something. And the reason why individuals don't do anything is because in many cases they first of all feel fat about themselves, but they feel like they can't do anything about it because there's only two options, which is either be really fat or be as super skinny as this model, and those are not good options because one of them is realistic, the models, and the one is bad, which is the fat. There should be like a kind of idea that yeah, you're normal, you're slightly overweight, something of the sort. As long as it doesn't present health issues, you should be fine. But no. The people that are fat have the issue that, no, I'm ugly. That's why they care. Not that they're dying. And that's what they should care about. More importantly, the second issue that stops them is the fact that they're not shunned. Nobody wants to call a fat person out for being fat. But we should. It is a serious health risk. Same as your parents probably do. Your grandma probably does. Not for being slightly overweight. For being fat. For being obese. For being 100 kilograms of fat over the norm. That should be called out in every single society. I don't care. There's many reasons for why this is the case, obviously, like especially poverty, something of the sort. Yes, there are many issues, but there are ways we can do it to be, against it. And the reason why everyone's like, no, but you don't understand. They have reasons to be fat. I don't care. Same as they try not to get cancer or they try not to get HIV, they should not try to be obese. It's the same kind of issue because it's a really serious disease and people don't even understand it. That's why we try to prevent child obesity. That's why programs are there to help people that are obese. Like, it is a serious issue and we don't understand because we get we get obsessed with the idea of our society just dictates it this way. No, it is your health that needs help. And ultimately, if we are able to establish that there is no norm for beauty, that everyone sees a different norm, that you can be both skinny and both slightly overweight, and it's fine, some people will see you as beautiful, as long as it does not present a health risk, this is okay. And the real issue is when it starts presenting a health risk, be it because you're anorexic or be it because you are overweight, then that is the ideal society. That's a society where appearance stops being so important and we start centering on the important things, which is our lives. Nobody wants to die, but while we have this obsession with, society is poisoning our minds, obesity is just a social construct, they're not. They're related to health, and we need to start treating them with relation to health in much more scientific ways rather than sidestepping the topic every time we speak about it. And if we can do that, if we are able to just deal with the issue in a very objective and logical manner, that is when people will start normalizing. That is when we start doing things in a much more way that makes much more sense, and nobody gets shunned for no fucking reason. If you get shunned, it's most likely for your own good, similar to how it was done to smokers. Even though I understand the plight that some smokers would have, but still, that is a topic for another day. I can do whatever I want with my body. That's fair. That's a topic for another day. But for now, seriously, guys, if you're obese, go get help. If you're anorexic, go get help. And if you're worried about what society thinks is beautiful, say fuck off, because that's not the reality. It really isn't. There's too much data to support that. And hope you enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time.